happy morning, dear kids. How are you all? Yes, you are all fine, right? So, are you all ready to listen to today's class? Yes? Yes, okay. So, we have already completed 5 units and today we are going to moving on with our 6th chapter, that is Grandfather Fights an Ostrich. Okay, so this lesson is written by Ruskin Bond. Okay, so Ruskin Bond is an Indian author of British descent. Okay, so he's an Indian author but belongs to British area. Okay, yes, and actually he has written so many stories for kids, which is very interesting. Okay, so actually yeah, most of his stories, very best stories and happy times of the Bond of this Ruskin Bond is the time he spent with his grandparents. So the grandfather's house is in Dehradun, that is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so his grandfather's house is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, and he likes that area very much and he loves to be with his grandparents. Okay, so here he has given one of the stories which is told by his grandfather. Okay, shall we see? Yes. Okay, so here yes, so actually before his grandfather he has joined the Indian Railways. So before joining there he worked for some time in East African Railways. Okay, so before joining in Indian Railways, his grandfather was working in East African Railways, and during this time his grandfather visited an ostrich. This incident was told to Ruskin Bond and he has just saying that story to us. Okay, is actually his grandfather is staying and he was staying, actually his workplace is 12 miles away from the work site. Okay, his house. Okay, so actually his house is situated 12 miles away from the work site, and in the work site he has one shed. So if you want to come to town, how he used to come is he used to come with his horse. Okay, by the help of his horse he used to come to the town. But one day his cannot come with the horse, so he got the lift to go to town. Okay, so we'll get lift in bike, right? Likewise he got lift to someone and he went to the town. So he thought while coming, okay, no problem, we can ask lift to someone and we can come to work site. Okay, he thought like that, and but what happened is he cannot come back. Okay, so he have to walk. Okay, so journey on foot means walking. Okay, so walking, so he want to walk for nearly 12 miles, right? So what he thought is walking 12 miles is very difficult, so he thought to take a shortcut so that it can be save 6 miles, so that he want to walk only 6 miles. Okay, so he thought of taking 6 miles walk. Okay, so but on the way there was an ostrich camp. Okay, so there is a place where many ostriches are living. Have you seen ostrich? Yes, it's very big, right? Okay, so actually this was in breeding season, so that means it will lay egg, right? It will lay egg and it was the same going on in the breeding season. So actually during this time, if we encountered with or if we meet an ostrich, it's very difficult for us. Okay, because it may do anything. Okay, so it will be very angry if you disturb the ostrich. So anyway, there is an ostrich camp, but he have to go very silently. What he did is he took a dog with him. So actually why he took the dog is by the bark of the dog. Okay, by the barking sound of the dog, definitely the ostrich would get afraid. Okay, actually some of the ostrich may be in the height of 9 feet. Okay, it will be more bigger than us. So he thought anyway the dog will save us. Okay, actually ostrich is afraid of dogs, so he took his dog and he went. Okay, so but what happened is on the way this dog saw a hare. Okay, a rabbit. Okay, and it chased the rabbit and it went away. Now the grandpa is left alone. Okay. Yes. Okay, so suddenly he has to encounter with an ostrich. There are so actually he shouted. Okay, he shouted and this made the ostrich to awaken, and one ostrich started chasing him. He ran and ran and ran, and he thought to hide in one bush, but it was a failure, and again the ostrich came. So he was just rounding the bush, and ostrich is also chasing behind him, and he is very tired. Okay, so suddenly what happened is when an ostrich is going to just kick him, he suddenly, with fear, what he did is he caught the wings of the ostrich. Okay, so now the ostrich got very feared and it is running, and the grandpa is just hanging on the wings of the ostrich, and he is also actually the ostrich is going round and round. So if it is going round and round, then automatically we will feel very dizzy, right? Yes. So now the grandfather is also feeling very dizzy and he cannot do anything. Okay, suddenly but he cannot leave the hand, because if he leave the hand, what will happen? It will kick him, right? So he is afraid and he didn't leave. Suddenly actually this moving in this ostrich is moving in a clockwise direction. Suddenly what it did is, it turned into anti-clockwise direction, and so that grandpa fell down, and he fell down, and he is there anyway. He is going to get a kick from the ostrich, right? He's very afraid of the ostrich, and he just closed his eyes, okay, because he want to escape from the ostrich. So he closed his eyes, but when he opened, he see that ostrich is ready to kick him, but he didn't hit. Suddenly what happened is, it ran away, and now he got out why the ostrich is running. And then only he saw that his dog came back again, and because of by seeing the dog, the ostrich ran out of fear. Okay, yes, okay. So I have given you the story in a very short manner, and I want all of you to read the book so that you can get a very clear idea of the summary. Okay, yes. Now I want all of you to turn to page number 103. Okay, so 103, and we are going to start with the grammar, that is reported speech. Okay, so what is reported speech? See here, in the first, it is given in quotes, right? While engaged in the laying of a new railway line, I had a miraculous escape from an awful death. I lived in a small township, but my work lay some 12 miles away, and although I had a tent on the work site, I often go to the town on a horseback. Yes, okay. So this is the particular lines said by the grandfather. But if you want the same line that grandfather told to you to someone else, then it will be the reported speech. For example, see here, grandfather said that. When we are saying what grandfather said, we will say like this, right? We won't use the actual words said by the grandfather. We used to say grandfather said that while he was engaged in laying in the new railway line, he had a miraculous escape from the awful death. This is the way we say. So this reported speech is also known as indirect speech. So direct speech and indirect speech. So in this, indirect speech is said as a reported speech. Okay. So direct speech means telling the actual words said by the speaker. That is direct speech. But if we were molding that according to how we are saying, that is indirect speech. So when coming to the examples, you can clearly understand what is indirect speech. Many things change when we put things in the reported speech. Okay, since reported speech is expressed in the third person, inverted commas are removed. Actually, when we are expressing in a direct speech, we used to give the exact word of the speaker inside the commas, inverted commas. Okay, but while we are using in an indirect speech, we don't use inverted commas. So, and then pronouns are changed according to the third person. See here, direct speech, he said. The exact word of the speaker is, I am coming. So, this is direct speech. Indirect speech means we are saying that he said that he was coming. This was according to our words. But the exact word comes said by the speaker comes under direct speech. So, here what is said is pronouns can be changed. He said, I am coming. So, I is the pronoun, right? So, when we are saying, we used to change the pronoun I to he, because it was said by that person, right? He was coming. And then reported speech is changed as per the form of sentences within the quotes. So, according to the quotes, it will change. See here, the direct speech, he said. Reporting verb. Okay, so reporting verb means the word said is there, or he said. Okay, before that opening quotes, we have verb, right? That is reporting verb. You have to know this is reporting verb, and the one which is coming inside the quotes is reported verb. Okay, yes. So this is reporting verb. So this reporting verb changes according to the sentence within the quotes. So for example, so here it is given, he said, where are you going? And the said is changed into asked, right? Why? It's because we have to see the form of the sentence inside the quotes. So which form? This is interrogative form, right? Question form. So for question forms, some words should be changed. What is that? So you see here, according to this type of sentence, we have to change the reporting verb in the indirect speech, right? Can you see here in the tabular column? Yes. If the sentence inside the quotes is an assertive sentence. What is an assertive sentence? Statement, right? So reporting verb in the indirect speech. So indirect speech, if it is given as said, and inside the quotes it is an assertive sentence, how we have to change the reporting verb in the indirect speech? As said, told, asserted or stated. These are the words we have to use. And then in interrogative sentence, so here this is a question sentence, right? So if it is a question sentence, we have to change the reporting verb to asked, questioned, inquired, right? So the above example is given in the same way, right? Because inside it is interrogative sentence and we have changed the reporting verb from said to asked. Or else you can use he questioned, he inquired, okay? Yes. And if the sentence is imperative sentence, what is an imperative sentence? Order, command, like that, right? So if it is imperative sentence, we have to change the reporting verb as requested, pleaded, ordered, commanded, advised, suggested. So according to the sentence, if the sentence is like requesting something, then we have to add requested. If it is like pleading, and we can add pleaded. If it is an order, we can say he ordered so and so, okay? Yes. And if the sentence is exclamatory sentences, we can add exclaimed, okay? Yes. So this is how we want to change. And reporting verb changes according to the following. Yes, here it is given. Reported verb, not reporting verb, reported verb. That's why I have already told you, you have to remember the word, right? So here in the sentence, he said, where are you going? Here it is, this word said is reporting verb, okay? And here it is given as reported verb, okay? So we have to know if the reporting verb, that is a first part verb, right? So if it is in past tense, the reported verb, right, inside the bracket, sorry, not inside the bracket, inside the open quotes, the reported verb will change into past tense. When we are seeing the example, you can understand. See here, it is indirect speech. He said, I am eating, okay? Here the reporting verb is said. It is in past tense. Yes? Can you understand? Yes? The reported verb, what is the reported? Eating, right? This is an report. Is it in past tense? No. But if the reporting verb is in past tense, what we have to do? We have to change the reported verb into past tense. He said that he was eating. So I am eating is changed into he was, changing into past tense. Okay. So here are some exceptions in the rule. If both the reporting verb and reported verb both are in past tense, see here, he said past tense. This is reported verb. Sorry, reporting verb, right? And if this is in past tense. And the reporting word is ate. Ate is also past tense, right? The reported verb will change to past perfect. Now what will happen is the reported verb. So the reported verb means I ate, right? This will change into past perfect. Past perfect means had plus V3 form. So had plus verb is ate. So eaten. This is the verb, third form of verb, right? Yes, it will change in such a way. And then if a sentence within the quotes is habitual action or universal truth, the tense of the reported verb will not change. So if the sentence inside the quotes is a habitual action or a universal truth, then the verb will not change. The sun rises in the east. Okay, this is a universal truth. So we cannot change the universal truth. So the verb cannot change in the universal truth. See here, she said that the sun rises in the east. The same sentence should be given. Okay, no change in the verb. Okay, yes. If the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense of the reported verb will remain unchanged. See here, he says the reporting verb is in present tense. But in other sentences we have seen the reported verb in past tense. Reporting verb in past tense. But here the reporting verb is in present tense. Says is a present tense. So if it comes as present tense, then the tense in the reported verb will remain unchanged. So there is no change of tense in the reported verb. He says they are coming. See the indirect speech. He says that they are coming. The same, okay. Okay. Then here change in demonstrative. Some words like this will change into that and these will change into those. Then again here will change into there. Today will change into that day. tomorrow, the following day or next day, and yesterday, the previous day or the day before, now will be changed to then. So if the indirect speech, if the word here is there, and when we are changing the sentence into indirect speech, we have to add there. If the word today is there in direct speech, we have to add the, when we are changing into indirect speech, we have to add that day. Okay, this is how we want to change. And yes or no questions. So some questions which is given inside the quotations will be yes or no questions. So at that time, what we have to do is, we have to use if or whether for using the reporting verb. For example, see here, direct speech. She said, will you listen to the teacher? So this is a yes or no question, right? So definitely the answer will be, will you listen to the teacher? The answer will be yes or no. So this is an yes or no question, right? So when changing into indirect speech, what we have to do? We have to add if or whether, right? So she said. So said, this is an interrogative question. So already in the last page we have seen a tabular column. If an indirect, in an interrogative sentence, while changing the reporting verb, what we have to add? If it is given as said, we have to add as asked, questioned or inquired, right? Yes, we have seen, right? So what is given? She said is given. So she said is changed into she asked me if, okay, so if I would listen to the teacher, the word if should be added, okay, will be changed, okay, so if, okay, and in and the you, right, you is changed into I, okay, yes. And then in the next example, Raj said, are there goldfish in this aquarium? He is asking question. So the question is whether answer is yes or no, right? So what we when we are changing in indirect speech, Raj asked whether there were goldfish in that aquarium. So the word there is changed into whether there were goldfish in that aquarium. Okay. Yes, now on imperative sentences. So imperative sentences mean order or command or something, right? Requesting. So for imperative sentence, the infinitive should be used. Infinitive means to plus verb, okay. So see here, the teacher said to the students, keep quiet. So what will come? The teacher said. This is an imperative sentence. So we have to use the word ordered, exclaimed, sorry, not exclaimed, ordered, requested, pleaded or something like that, right? So this is keep quiet is an order. So we are using the word order. The teacher ordered the students, and we have to as to form, right? Infinitive means to form. Yes. So the word to is, so adding infinitive means we have to add it to. Okay. So the teacher ordered the students to keep quiet. Okay. Yes. And then exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences, if the reporting verb in the direct speech is given as alas, then we have to say exclaimed sadly. Okay. For situation, for sad situation, we used to use alas. And for happy situation, extremely happy situation, we use bravo, right? So bravo means in reporting verb in indirect speech, we have to add exclaimed happily or exclaimed excitedly. Okay. So if the word fi is given, exclaimed angrily. Okay. If any other exclamatory sentences, any other words is given, we can just use exclaimed. Okay. So see here the example, the direct speech. Reena said, alas, we lost the game. So Reena, alas means sad, right? So exclaimed sadly that they had lost the game. Okay. And next, see here, direct speech. Shanti said, bravo, we have won. Bravo means exclaimed happily. Okay. And Peter said, fine, I am being punished. So Peter exclaimed angrily that he was being punished. Okay. And Anne said, how intelligent I am. So this is, here we don't have any other exclamatory words, right? So just it is given an exclamation and we don't know what to use. So thus at this time we are just using Anne exclaimed that she was very intelligent. Okay. So okay. So this is what the reported word, that is indirect speech. So here we are having an exercise. Just complete it. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you. Bye bye.